following some definitions. Right here we've gone through body, mind, spirit, and soul, and now we're going to see what personality is on page 9. And this is about as close as this book comes to a definition. The personality of mortal man is neither body, nor mind, nor spirit, nor soul. Personality is the one changeless reality in an otherwise ever-changing creature experience. It seems obvious enough. Everything around us is changing, but the personality does not. And it unifies all other associated factors of individuality. Everything we're putting together in our experience is being unified in our personality, but it does not change. The personality is the unique bestowal which the Universal Father makes upon the living and associated energies of matter, mind, and spirit. Those are the three energies that come together that the Father energizes as a personality, and which survive the survival of the Urantia soul. And he told us over here how that soul survives. It's by doing the will of the Father in heaven. That's the only way to survival. By doing that, the adjuster and our mind are co-creating a soul that has the potentiality to exist eternally. And he's going to describe, he used the term Urantia several times over here, and now he's going to give us an indication of what that means. Urantia is a term designating a vast level intervening between the material and the spiritual. A vast level between the two. It may designate personal or impersonal realities, living or non-living energies. The warp of Urantia is spiritual, its woof is physical. Let me explain a little bit here. Let's say that the spiritual is the threads going all one way. The material is the threads going all the other way. The spiritual people see reality only in this way. Scientists see it only in this way. To put the two together makes it Urantia. Most of us do not have that ability down here. Practically no one does. And what takes its place down here now is called revelation. Revelation is not the entirety of the two strands put together in this way and this way. Again, this is the way one section of humanity sees it, scientists or religious, whichever one you want to. This is the way they see it over here. That's the only way they see it. It's not to completion. Put the two together is a way to see it. It must be a balanced view. Urantia is that balanced view. We do not have it. Revelation takes the place of the Urantia viewpoint down here. That's why revelation is so important. We wouldn't have to have the revelation if philosophy were doing a good job. But philosophy goes to put the two together, but is not really doing it. We have not got the capacity, whether it's because of the confusion that our world got into by its rebellion, or whatever. But these two views of reality are not being put together by philosophy. Urantia does it, and down here philosophy should do it, but it's not doing it. Therefore we have the need, a very dire need, of revelation. That is why if we're getting any unification of these things through this book, is because of the revelation. It's putting together these two things. Not maybe perfectly so, but by getting strands here and here kind of mixed up, but at least we're overlapping somewhat better than we were before. Now we'll go on. We're discussing at the moment the actualization of reality as it occurs in the universe. We've already finished one of the two main categories of energy, namely personality. Now we're going to do the other big one, which is called energy and the patterns. Give us these two things, personality and energy, because they are reflective of the separation of God, of matter, and the eternal Son. So let's go into energy here, and it will give us a little definition of mind also, because mindal energy is one we're going to concentrate upon. And under energy, the first paragraph on page 9, I believe it is, he gives us kind of a context summary, and it's very nice the way he puts it. Any and all things responding to the personality circuit of the Father we call personal. All things that respond to the personality circuit are personal. Any and all things responding to the spirit circuit of the Son we call spirit. Any and all things that respond to the mind circuit of the conjoint actor we call mind. Mind as an attribute of the infinite spirit. Mind in all its phases. Neat summary of what we've done before. Any and all that respond to the material gravity circuit centering in nether paradise we call matter. Under matter means energy matter in all its metamorphic stages and states. So now we're discussing everything that responds to the material gravity circuit. He's going to tell us how he's going to use these terms here. He starts out with telling us the common understanding of energy. Then he's going to separate and tell us how he's going to use the word energy, and then how he's going to depart from this usage. The energy we use as an all-inclusive term applied to spiritual, mindal, and material realms. There's spiritual energy, mindal energy, and material energy. Force is also thus broadly used. Power is ordinarily limited to the designation of the electronic stage of material or linear gravity responsive matter in the grand universe. So power he's going to use in that sense, but energy and force he will also apply to the mindal and the spiritual realms. Power is also employed to designate sovereignty. We cannot follow your generally accepted definitions of force, energy, and power. There is such paucity of language, we have so few words to use, that we must assign multiple meanings to these terms. We've already seen that when we talked about God, deity, and divinity. One word to express many different meanings using one term. He's going now to explain how he uses these terms in the most part throughout this book. Physical energy is a term denoting all phases and forms of phenomenal motion, action, and potential. Anything we see out here in the universe, however it might be shown, is going to refer to physical energy, what we see. In discussing physical energy manifestations, we generally use the terms cosmic force, emergent energy, and universe power. Those three things follow in a certain metamorphic order. These are often employed as follows. Follow the order here and now in which they're presented. First, there's a cosmic force that embraces all energies deriving from the unqualified absolute, but which are as yet unresponsive to paradise gravity. I might say they're brand new, coming out of the unqualified absolute. They're new energies. They do not have any form whatsoever. They're not electronically motivated. They have no atomic force there. It's all just plain, pure energy. But it even is yet unresponsive even to paradise gravity, which makes it flow in the elliptical circuit around paradise. It is energy which has just been tapped out of the unqualified absolute. The second phase is emergent energy. That embraces those energies which are responsive to paradise gravity, but are as yet unresponsive to local or linear gravity. Take, for instance, all this energy is just there. Then it begins to become responsive, making a circuit around paradise, but not necessarily responsive to gravity of local where planets go around each other. That is yet to come. The emergent energy is when this unmoving form, you might say, takes a definite stride toward getting in the circuit of paradise. This is the pre-electronic level of energy matter. We will later show how this cosmic force got to be started, what forces back there even, might say, tapped the key to get the energies coming out of the qualified absolute. That'll be another little study. Universe power, this is the third thing. This includes all forms of energy which, while still responding to the paradise gravity, going circular, semi-elliptical around paradise, are then also directly responsive to linear gravity, where the planets begin to go around each other in that type of way, where the gravity falls back this way rather than circle. It goes both ways, linear and circular. This is the electronic stage of energy matter in all subsequent evolutions thereof. What we see out there going on now with galaxies and the way they're avoiding each other, that's by linear gravity. The fact that they're moving all together as a group around paradise, that is paradise gravity. Now the thing that the special energy mentioned up there, that's all, these terms are also used for the mindal circuit. He has to define mind here. Mind is a phenomenon, something we can observe, denoting the presence activity of living ministry in addition to varied energy circuits. We have circuits going on, energy circuits, to which is added the mind energy, and it connotes a living ministry and presence activity, because we're tapped into the circuit in which the presence of the infinite spirit has to be in place, and also it makes a living thing within us. Two ways. And this is true on all levels of intelligence. Wherever you might come across intelligence, they have to be in that living present circuit of the infinite spirit. In personality, mind ever intervenes between spirit and matter. We talked about personality and matter, the thing that comes in there to combine, to unify, to make sense out of matter by way of spirit, is always mind. Therefore is the universe illuminated by three kinds of light: material light, intellectual light, and spirit luminosity. We have those three things again: matter, intellect, and spirit. We call light, material light, intellectual insight, and then spirit luminosity. It's a intuition type of thing that makes things clear within our minds. So light, in the sense of spirit luminosity, is a word symbol. It's a figure of speech, which connotes the personality manifestation that is characteristic of spirit beings of diverse orders. Spirit beings have no eyes, so they don't have the material light, but they do have spirit luminosity. There can be spirits without the intellect. It's very likely that might be what we have. We will join the spirit world. We understand these things. We don't have to go through the intellect to understand it. The intellect and the mind circuit is only there as a scaffolding to understand the spirit. This luminous emanation is in no respect related either to the intellectual insight or to physical